We all want to sell more, right? I mean, duh. We talk about that all the time. I want to remind you of a really key piece of your game that you need to make sure you're on top of. When we are responding to internet leads, we have to remember what is the goal of that internet lead, right? Slow down for a second. Let's put it in perspective. The guest, where do they start their journey? They start their journey online, right? They research to nauseam and then they find the one. Well, when I go car shopping or bike shopping or house shopping, pick something these days. What can I find out online? I mean, really, what can I find out online? Everything. Price, payment information, rebates, right? Specifications. I can build the car. I can find out literally everything I wish to know online, up to and including now. I can buy the car online if I wanted to. I don't have to deal with you. Now, what's my point? Why do I share this? When you receive that internet lead, it's like, oh, they're looking for information. No, they're not. They're looking for the guy or gal that's going to make it easy for them to buy their next vehicle. So you need to slow down and remember this. The goal is to move the guest. When we talk about the M.O.V.E framework, let's remember what it stands for. M stands for map the guest. Where are they at in their buying journey, right? Understand the situation. On that initial lead, are you going to be able to understand everything when it just asks, is this car available? Of course not. But as you interact with them, you will quickly start to see the picture of where they are at in their buying journey. The next part is you gotta outline the path. Listen, you sell cars and bikes and motorcycles every single day. You know the process. Your guest doesn't. They do it every few years. Now, my point is this, you have to make it easy to do business with you. If it feels difficult or cumbersome, the guest is not going to move forward. So you got to remember, you have to outline the path. V, what is the vibe? We've talked a lot about buying personalities. You need to read your guests and understand the energy that they're giving off. And you want to make sure that you provide an experience that is that wow experience, but you do it in a way that not only are you polite, but you're polite with purpose. In other words, everything you're doing is to serve the guest and to provide that wow experience by being transparent and authentic, but you also have a purpose, which is to bring the guest along their buying journey and help them buy their next vehicle. And lastly, E is for execute. You got to have a call to action. At the end of the day, you've heard me say this many times, a closed mouth does not get fed. If you don't ask, you're not going to get. Let me be clear for a second. Just because they sent you a lead, they don't owe you jack. They don't. They owe you nothing. It is not incumbent on the guest to want to have to come in and buy the car. It is incumbent on you to create the experience, to create the engagement that they want to deal with you and to buy that car. So remember, when you're sitting there and you're thinking about how am I going to craft this email or this text message, you simply want to move the guest along. What do I mean? Map the guest. Where are they at in their buying journey? Outline the path. Make it seem easy to do business with you. What is the vibe? You want to understand their buying personality and the energy they're giving off and make sure you're providing that wow experience. And lastly, you want to execute. Is there a call to action? Is there a next step? In the most simple of terms, remember this. A closed mouth does not get fed. And at the foundation of control, you have to remember at the foundation of control is this. If you give something, get something. You got to ask questions. You got to engage with your guest. If you do that, if you follow the M.O.V.E framework, I promise you, you will have more engaging conversations, which will result in more appointments, more shows, and ultimately more cars sold.